So we're going to be talking about the Roadshock Edge LED off-road lights that I put on our Bronco. These lights are from Harbor Freight. I bought the 6-inch version, and they are mounted to the bull bar of my turn off-road bumper. Right now I just have the parking lights on. Those are wired to a switch inside of the cab. I didn't want to wire them to my diodynamic headlights. I didn't want any type of interference, and I wanted to be able to turn those off and on when I wanted to. So those are wired to a Bose 8-channel switch inside the cab of the Bronco. And right now, just the parking lights are on with the amber lenses. So these come in white. They're gonna come with a black lens and an amber lens. The lights have a Edge LED. Those are your ditch lights. They're gonna come with a very heavy duty bracket, mounting bracket. And then what we did is we welded tabs to the front of the turn off-road bull bar. So these are sitting in front because I have my Harbor Freight winch in the back. And with the cooling fins on of these, I didn't quite have enough room to mount them on top with the tabs, so the tabs are mounted out front. Now you will have to piggy off one of your pigtails. It's going to come with a pigtail, and what I did is I just tapped into the Harbor Freight harness that I bought with this and wired that to the Bose 8-channel switch panel that I have inside of the Bronco. So let's go ahead and turn the lights on and take a look and see how bright these are. So you're going to see some ditch lights, and then you're going to see the main lights. Now when you turn these lights on, you have a high beam and a low beam. So I have my high beam wired to this one and my low beam wired to this one, and you're not allowed to have them on together. So if you're going to turn your low beams on, you have to turn those off before you turn your high beams on. So the high beams is going to be this one. That's going to give you 6 LEDs per light plus the edge light. So if you look over, you'll see the ditch lights are very bright and they go quite a distance. So that edge light is right here on the corner of the off-road light. So you'll see that there on the corner. And these lights can go pretty far. You can see the stop sign down there, and it's basically shining beyond that. And we're a pretty good distance from that. You can see that the trees are illuminating pretty good, and those are really clear. So that's what the amber lens is. Again, you have the edge light shining on the side over here as the ditch light, and you can see that's a flood ditch light. That's shining from the side of the light. So you got a lot of light flow coming off the edge of the Bronco. So you can pretty much see that tree with just the edge lights. Let me zoom out here. Now this is the high beam. I mean, look at that edge light. It's like right parallel to the side of the truck, and it's going clear out in that field. Just the edge lights. So let's go ahead and turn on the low beams. I got to go back in and turn off the high beams. Turn off the high beams, make sure they're off, and turn on the low beams. Now the low beams are going to be 2 LEDs per light, and these are going to be flood LEDs. So on the front of the light you have 2 flood lenses, and then the rest will be spot lenses. And you can still see pretty bright edge. Nice and bright. You can still see the tops of the trees. Let's check our distance over in the field. Still pretty bright. You're going from, I believe, 121 watts on the high beam down to 95 watts on the low beam. So here's how I got it mounted again. Right on the bull bar. We just mounted some tabs on there. It's got really heavy duty cooling fins. Now I want to show you what it's like with the white. This is the yellow lens. Okay, so we took the yellow covers off. Let's take a look at the edge. That's the edge. Let's take a look at the distance on the stop sign down there. Now we're still on low beam. Let's take a look at the field. And let's turn on the high beams. So turn off the lows and turn on the highs. So that's the high beam edge in white. Now with the high beams, you can definitely see more of the tops of the trees. And I think what I'm impressed with the most is how crisp the light is. It's very crisp, and I don't see a lot of ghosting on the edge. With 3 of them pointing right down the middle of the bumper, the beam is nice and tight. I'm really impressed with these. I can't wait to get them out in the woods. If you have any questions about these lights, post your comments down below. We'll try to answer them the best we can. And thank you for watching our channel. Make sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. So this is the high beams with our headlights on. There's the edge lighting. The high beam with the spot and the flood and our headlights. Let's look at the field. Let's get towards the back of the Bronco here and see if we can get total light output, what this looks like. See if we can get both sides here. So let's just walk down to the stop sign here and kind of see when these lights really start to diffuse out. It's quite a walk. Still nice and crisp. You can tell that the light is starting to get more focused on the edges of the trees, where about halfway in it was, you could see the whole tree, then the middle of the tree, and then more of the edges are lit down here. but it's still really bright. All right, we're starting to lose some light now on the sidewalk, but we still got a lot of light left up on the hill. It kind of comes down and comes back up. These lights are $150 a piece. The wire harness is a 12 gauge wire harness with a 3 toggle switch, and it comes with a 40 amp relay and a 30 amp fuse, and that's $60. Still nice and bright. You can see that fence is lit up really well, and it's going further than that. I'm sure it's shining into that other neighborhood for sure. We're gonna turn around here, head back. That's not bad for 3 lights. You can see the beam there. Let's try to get more into the center. Yeah, I'm happy with these. I don't even really think there's any need for me to run the higher ditch lights up towards my windshield anymore. I mean, I guess I could point them more down. You do have really good side light coming off the side of the Bronco in a horizontal way. You see that light's starting to get pretty intense.